Hey, how are we doing today, guys? So I recently did a review of the Oculus Quest 2, and I had a few comments underneath that video, people asking me about the grips that are on my controllers and to do a video on it. So here we go. These are the Oculus Quest touch controller AMVR. You know what? These are the AMVR controller grips, and you can pick them up on Amazon for about $21.99 as of right now. I bought them myself about a week ago for $26.99 plus a $3 like 2-year warranty deal from Assyrian. But anyway, you can pick it up right now for $21.99. And basically, I just want to go over what comes in the box, comfort, fit, and installation, because as far as the instructions go, I couldn't really get a good grasp on them just from the paper. And then I went online to YouTube to look at the review video or the installation video, and it wasn't close enough. So I'm just gonna kind of go over that a little bit more and talk to you about my experience with them and if I think you should buy them. It's gonna come in a box just like this. And when you open it up, you're going to get some boring papers. And then you're going to get a little warranty card. Then you're going to get the grips themselves, which have this like textured pattern on one side for a better grip. You're going to get these little buckles for tightening the strap in. You get 4 of these. And then you also get 4 of these, which are the straps that actually go around your knuckles or the back of your hand. And the cool thing about those is they do come in other colors. So you get like a red, a blue. I know this probably looks white and I won't get this to show on camera, but I think this is like a slight like pink color, but it's so subtle that you really can't pick it up on camera. So yeah, you get 4 of those. You also get these little Velcro ties that tie onto the controller. And you also get 4 of these. You get this little nose piece, which I guess is something for your Quest itself. You also get a lens cover for your Quest. It actually does fit in the Quest 2 as well. So if you're worried about that, it does work if you need an extra lens cover or whatever. These grips make playing with these controllers, I would say, at least 2 times more comfortable. It just makes it, I don't know where that number comes from, to be honest. It makes it more comfortable. At the end of the day, it feels much better. It feels really nice to be able to let go of the controller completely, especially when you're not doing anything in VR. It gives you a better sense of immersion. And it feels really good. It feels really comfortable when it's holding on tight to your hand like that and you can just let it go at any time. Also, it gives you an extra sense of security besides the wrist straps. The wrist straps for me, I know after playing for a little bit, they always seem to come loose and I'm having to retighten them, and that really gets annoying after so long. These do not loosen at all, and if you want to make them even tighter, like I said, you can add that extra buckle, which again I'm going to get into a little bit later. So going back to the person that commented on my last video, they were asking if using these restricts use of the buttons or the stick at all. And for me, I don't really have that issue. I will say though that I do have a little bit of trouble getting to the home and menu buttons, but you don't really press those too often. At least in my case, I don't. So it's not really that big of a deal. What I will say though is that I have longer than average thumbs. Like when I'm holding this controller, my thumb goes past the tip of the, like it goes past the top of the controller. So with the way the grip is situated on my hand, I press all of the buttons. I press the bottom button and the stick pretty much with the second line on my thumb, which is pretty natural for me, saying that I have larger than or longer than average fingers. And it's the same way that I grip a Xbox controller. I don't use the tip of my thumb. Now, it's not to say that you can't do that. If you want to, you could actually position the strap lower into one of the lower brackets, and you would be able to use that no problem at all. It's just a matter of how you want to adjust it. I've seen some other straps online that don't have this level of adjustability, so you wouldn't be able to do that. But with these, you do have that option. If you want to use a different part of your finger, you would just have to lower it just a little bit. But keep in mind that the bottom part of your palm may not be flush with the bottom part of the controller or the bottom part of the grip, because this grip does give it a few more, I'd say centimeters, but it probably would be just a little bit lower. It just depends on how you like it. But you can literally twist and pull and move the grips in any way that you choose so that it's more comfortable for you. So the next thing I wanted to say was about the actual grip part that grips around like your knuckles or the back of your hand. It doesn't say this anywhere, but I'm pretty sure that you can cut this. I didn't see it anywhere in the paperwork, but I'm pretty sure you can cut this. I have a ton of excess when when I have these on and tightened to where I like it. But there is a bit of excess, so that is give or take. I'm gonna cut it myself. I haven't cut it. I just wanted to show you guys before I cut it, and I'm gonna show you after I finish the installation what it looks like when it's cut versus what it looks like now. I just wanted to say that because in the pictures and in the videos, I always see them with like a little bit of slack left over. So it's really a much cleaner look, and that thing isn't just flopping around bothering them. And I realized that I don't have that. And I was like, maybe I can just cut it. I don't really see why you can't. It should work and it should function exactly the same. But I will say for comfort and fit, like I give it 100%. I haven't tried any other grips for the controllers. I tried like to make my own with like rubber bands and hair ties, and it works actually pretty good. It's pretty simple. If you don't have or want to spend the money on these, you could actually make your own like DIY. I'll try to find that video and link it below so you guys can see. It was a video I looked at from when I had my Oculus Quest 1 and a YouTuber put it up. So I'll put that up so you guys can take a look at it. The last thing I wanted to get into was the installation. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch the camera over so you can see, and I'm gonna try to install one of these really easily so you can get a feel of what it's gonna be like to put it together. All right, so this first step is kind of, if you wanna do it, you don't really have to do this step. I just choose to do it myself. So I go ahead and pop the battery compartment out, and I pull this, this wrist strap out. I don't wanna use it anymore. You want to go ahead and take the actual grip itself, this little like TPU plastic piece. And the first thing you want to do is you want to take this little buckle piece. See if I can get that to focus. This thing is really small. You want to take this buckle piece and you just want to slot it right into this. So the next thing you want to do is you want to grab this, which is actually the part that goes around the back of your hand or your knuckles. If you got two ends on this, you've got this like flat end. You won't put it in this top hole. This top hole is for something else. One of these three holes is what you're going to use. So what you want to do is you want to take that end that was flat, like I said earlier, and you want to put it through whichever one suits you. So I'm going to put it to that top one, and I'm going to pull it all the way through. And you want to have it so that the words on the actual strap itself are not on the inside with the side indicator. So if it says right, you want to have the words on the opposite side of that. So once you do that, you want to go down to this bottom part again, and where this buckle is, it has this spring in it. So you want to push it down, and then you want to slide that in that you pulled all the way through. You want to slide it in to that little buckle right there. So let's see if once you get it through there, while you're still holding that button down, you can just pull it through. Now you've got a tight squeeze on that. This is basically just gonna be as tight as you want it, and you just push down on this again to loosen it, but it's a pretty strong fit. It's not really going anywhere. But make sure that you don't just slide it in there without pushing this down first. You have to push the spring down and then insert. Push the spring down and then insert. Don't try to put it in there first. I did that and it just falls off your hand. It just loosens every time. But yeah, so that's the first step, or those are the first steps. Then you want to grab the controller, and basically pretty easy, you just slide it straight in there. So next thing you want to do is you want to get this little Velcro tie. So you want to get this Velcro and you want to put it through the top hole. And what I do is I just have the scratchy side up. So the scratchy side, I'm just going to call it the scratchy side. I'm just going to put the scratchy side up. So once you get that in there, you just kind of want to pull it all the way through, and you want to put it underneath the ring. Once you get it all the way up and around, so like I said, you put it in scratchy side up, and you pull it all the way around. And the reason I put the scratchy side up is so that the soft side is on the outside when you're done. And you just want to layer this on top of the other one. Just get the Velcro to connect. And you can put this little, tail of the Velcro through this little hole. I just don't feel like the trouble. And if you get them, you'll see why. It's a tiny little hole and the Velcro pulling back at each other. It gets a little bit annoying, but once you get that tightened on there, you might want to get it a little bit tighter than I have it here. Let me tighten it up a little bit more. But yeah, you want to try to get it nice and tight. And then I just kind of let it rest on the top of the knuckle strap right there. And once you've done all of that, it is good to go. You can just put your wrist in there and you tighten it up as much as you want. You kind of want to push that button down when you tighten it. And there it goes. Alrighty guys, so that is the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like. If you have any questions, make sure you comment down below and ask me. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.